Greetings and welcome to today's lesson. In today's lesson, I'm going to take you through one of the most challenging simulations around, which is the Cesim project. So, if you are stuck and you don't know what to do in this simulation, you can follow this video closely and be able to learn one or two things. And also, if you need help in the simulation, that means you're stuck completely, you don't understand it, you don't know what you're doing, feel free to contact me on the email on the description and I'll be able to help you out. So straight up we shall go and start uh, going through our decisions for this round 2. So we are in round 2 of the simulation. You can see round 2 ends in 1 day, 22 hours, 50 minutes and 5 seconds. We are team green, and as I said, we are in round 2. Yeah, so this simulation is one of the most challenging simulations, as I said earlier, and most of the time students don't understand how to do it or maybe how to run the simulation because it's quite confusing. So here you have the tutorial part, and under the tutorial part you will get to know, or maybe you'll familiarize yourself about this project and the tasks that you need to finish. You also need to go through your current projects that you need to finish in this current year. Also you need to go through the tracking part, and you know how you're going to track each and every department. You need to know more about project management. That means how you're going to transfer resources from to other projects and maybe allocate overtime to the team members. You have the Gantt part, whereby you have to make preliminary plans on scheduling your tasks for the project. So you also have the project map, of which it's everything in this part, because it tells you which projects are due for this year, maybe which projects are interconnected and all that. We shall get to that. So you have the home, decisions, results, schedule, teams, readings and forums on the top column, and on the other side you actually have or down you have the tutorial. Under the decisions now, outlooks, project map, Gantt, tasks, project management, tracking, skills and all projects. So most of the time this is the part that you're going to learn more about it, but first of all you have the results. So remember that before you make any decisions for the current year, you need to go through the results. The results, we have the summary of the results, whereby you have the program finish. You can see it's incomplete, quality, value of quality point, total quality points, maybe the cost incurred, maybe if you had overtime, slack days, maybe if you outsourced some of the workers, or maybe some of the workers to finish the project, lateness, maybe the penalties, program details for this round, and maybe for each and every department. And remember that the department that I'm talking about is digitizing, payment, internal, customer, and then you have the total. So you need to familiarize yourself with what you did in the last year before you make your decisions. You have also the department that I've just talked about, like the digitizing, and here you have the project map. And maybe before we get back to the decisions, I'll just explain to you how a project map works. And a project map will simply tell you which projects are interconnected, and maybe which products you need to finish before the others, or maybe which tasks you need to finish before the others, and we'll get back to it on the decisions tab. You also have the payment, internal, customer, time, cost and quality, and you have the budgets, and lastly you have the program comparison. So you can see, like, this friend of mine didn't do well in the first round, so we have a lot of work to do before we continue to the next round. Also you can see also almost all the key figures that you're talking about here, all of them are negative, and all the programs are incomplete. So this round, which is the last round, you didn't do better. So this round we are trying to get back on track and be able to make better decisions, so that he can be able to perform better and win the simulation. So straight up we shall go to the decisions. So I already talked about the tutorial because it gives you an overview of what's going on the simulation, and maybe if you don't understand it, you have the tutorial over here, whereby you can just play it and go through it and be able to learn more about the simulation over here on this video. Next one is the outlooks, and under the outlooks now we are talking about what you need to do for the current year, or maybe most of it is the program updates, or maybe the project updates. that you have. So for instance, for round 2, you can see this project teams implement their plans and perform unity testing, and the int and pay team ensure, that's the internal and pay team, ensures that their solutions fulfill clients' needs and are aligned with corporate strategy. So the teams prepare for customer acceptance testing and compose necessary documentation. Unfortunately, one of the team members, Melissa, has been taken ill and cannot invest any hours this month to your project. She is expected to be available next month. So this is actually the outlook that we have at the moment, and we are being told that Melissa is not available because she is ill, and that simply means she cannot invest any hours this month to our project. So on all the projects that we're going to do, we keep in consideration that Melissa is not available. So we're only working with other team members that are available without Melissa. So that one you need to take into consideration before you go and make your decisions. Next one is the project map, and under the project map we have the dependency on other projects, which is one of the most challenging parts in the simulation, because maybe if we go to task 8, or rather you have an explanation here. If you have this color, it means that the task is not started. If you have let's say this red one is on hold, this blue one highlight means dependency. So if you have any of these, it simply means that this project is dependent to another project. And the yellow one simply means that the task is not finished this round. The blue one, or let me say green one, it simply means that the task is done this round. And completed task, you can see we have done earlier, this one, and highlight dependency. So this one simply means it's dependent to another. So if we go to, let's say for task number 25, you'll realize that in this task number 25, sorry, back to the project map, task number 25, you're being told it has 9.7 work days, and task 315 is required. So this simply means this task number 25 is dependent to another project. Same as task number 29, which is dependent to 138, and also the task number 9, which is dependent on task number 225. That simply means that's the meaning of the dependency on other projects. As I said earlier, this simply means that these projects were finished maybe this year or maybe the last year. Then we have the quality priority part, and another quality priority part is simply shows us about the project progression. And then we have the resource intensive, and lastly we have the outsourceable. So this simply means that these are projects that need to be outsourced so that we can finish them on time. So next one is the Gantt, and under the Gantt you have the tasks, critical path and starting time, and also you have this color. So planned task 1, no dependent tasks from 1 to 7.2. The blue one is simply showing the actual task 1, round 1, no dependent task, completion till current round 100%, project manager 1 from 0 to 6.1. So most of the time you'll see these colors, and they'll show how the tasks are going under the Gantt part. And here you have the timeline marker. So DL simply means deadline, PF simply means planned finish, R simply means round, and task allocation, you have the planned tasks, which are the blue one, green one allocated tasks, and this other color we have the critical path. So you need to know more how all these are going to work, and also to keep in consideration of these letters. So if you see R simply means round, PF planned finish, then DL and simply the deadline. So you need to keep that into consideration. Next on is the tasks part, which is one of the most challenging again. So as we were told earlier, one of our workers, which is Melissa, is currently ill. So you can see under the team members, she's not available. So right now we're only 3, the project manager, Terry Myers, and Victoria Fisher. So all these 3 need to be allocated with tasks. But now we have tasks that are overdue and tasks that need to be done as soon as possible. So when you make your decisions, make sure you're following that other part which is actually now the project map. So make sure you're following the project map before making these decisions. And here are the time management, whereby you need to buy maybe overtime. So you have the overtime work days, so you can buy overtime of up to 10, and it's really expensive, but you need just to buy it before you allocate the project. So you can see my friend had started doing it by herself, but now you can see some of the projects are not fully complete, and I'll be able to change that. For Terry Myers, you can see also she had 6 as overtime, but you can see the slack is too much, so we need to work on it and be able to make it better, to make better decisions for it. Also for Victoria Fisher, we need to make better decisions for her and be able to finish our projects, and we shouldn't have any slack time. Also, we have the outsourcing offers down here, but outsourcing is really expensive, so I won't be able to use it for this current year when making my decisions. Next on the project management, and the project management digitizing, we have the labor cost per workday, and here it will just show you for normal work days, the project manager maybe has 384, Terry Myers has 288, Victoria Fisher has 544. Overtime 1 and overtime 2, and you have the normal workday slack, overtime 1 slack, overtime 2 slack. So we're being told that for each team member there are 10 work days overtime as maximum. If the overtime is within 5 work days, the cost will be 50% more than the normal work days cost. So you need to be very keen when doing your overtime, because you'll end up spending more in terms of, or maybe you'll have more costs in the company. And remember that in this project you have to maximize on the profits and cut down on the cost that you have. You also have the work days available to team members, whereby let's say project manager has 10.5, Terry Myers has 21, and Victoria Fisher has 12.6, let's say. And you can see overtime, she had already taken 10, 6, and 10. So we need to work on that. And lastly, you have one important part, which is the transfer to other project, whereby you can transfer maybe Terry Myers to payment, maybe to internal or maybe to customer. And also Victoria Fisher, you can transfer her, but you can't transfer the project manager because it's permanent, and also the transfers are permanent, so you don't need to rush with them. Then you have the tracking part, and now the tracking, we are not tracking the team budget mostly, and also the time, the quality, and down here you have the work days used by your team, and last one you have the cost per team member. So we have that tracking whereby you can see how the costs are going and everything. Next one we have the skills. The skills we are talking about the 3 people that you have. You have the project manager, Terry Myers, Victoria Fisher, and we have the negotiation, communication. Each has their own, so you need to check it out and be able to learn more about it. And also we have the project member skills, and negotiation consists at 3.44, let's say, for the project manager, and all that. Like, you need to be keen when going through them. Lastly, we have the all projects, and for the all projects now we are talking about the project skill requirements, and we have the digitizing, which has 300 work days, and you have for the negotiation, for the communication, customer management, change management, product knowledge, software development, system architecture, technical, project management, design and planning. So also have for the payment 300 work days, internal, and lastly for the customer. So you can go through it and learn more about it. So that's all about my small explanation about this simulation. So if you find this challenging and you need help in doing it, just a reminder that you can be able to text me on the email in the description, because you're offering tutoring services, and I'll be able to help you out. So thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. Thank you so much.